Let's talk about something for a minute. Imagine a world where every single choice you make, what you watch, what you buy, maybe even what you think, is being influenced by something you can't even see. Not a person, but an intelligence. Today, we're going to dig into the relationship between us and AI and ask a really important question. Who's actually in control here? And you know what? Let's just dive right in with a big one. Is your free will an illusion? Now, that might sound like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, right? But as AI gets more and more tangled up in our lives, that question, well, it's becoming shockingly real. Because here's the thing. AI is already here. It's not some abstract idea for the future anymore. It's this powerful, invisible force that's already shaping our day-to-day. So let's break down how it actually works. Okay, think about your phone. Every time you scroll through a feed, you're not just browsing, you're actually leaving a trail, like breadcrumbs for an algorithm to follow. And every single one of those clicks, it's logged. It's fed into these incredibly sophisticated AI systems that are learning your behavior in real time, getting ready to decide what you're going to see next. And this is the end result. See, you might think you're making a totally free choice about what video to watch or what article to read, but the reality is, AI has already learned your patterns, and now it's steering you towards a very specific predicted outcome. So what's the fuel for this incredible prediction engine? The answer is really simple, and it's something you're creating every single second you're online. It's your personal data. And the scale we're talking about here is it's staggering. With billions of people online, all of our habits, our locations, our interests, they're all constantly pouring into this massive global data pool. And that's what's feeding the AI. And this quote from the source material just says it all. That's not just information, that's power. You see, the more data an AI gets, the smarter it gets, the better its predictions become, and, well, ultimately, the more influence it has over our lives. Okay, so we've seen how AI influences us, as individuals. But now let's zoom out and look at how all of this builds into something way bigger. The complete restructuring of our society, from the jobs we do to how we're governed. Look at the job market. It's a perfect example. AI is already automating tasks that not too long ago were only done by humans. But notice the other side of that. While it's disrupting all these traditional jobs, it's also creating totally new career paths, jobs focused on building, managing, and most importantly, ethically guiding these new systems. Now let's think even bigger than the economy. Governments are starting to use these AI tools for massive scale operations. We're talking citywide camera monitoring, facial recognition, and even predicting behavior before it happens. And this creates this really fascinating tension, doesn't it? The potential for incredible public safety versus the risk of total surveillance. So here's the crucial thing to understand. How do these AIs make decisions? Whether it's for a bank loan, a job application, or even a medical diagnosis, an AI doesn't feel anything. It calculates. It sees patterns in data with superhuman speed, but it has zero human context, no empathy, no intuition. That can be a huge strength, sure, but it can also be a really profound weakness. All right, so all of this brings us to the ultimate question. With this tech moving forward at, an incredible rate, what does our future actually look like? It seems like the path forward is splitting into two very different and very high-stakes directions. And these are basically the two extremes. On one hand, you have the risk. We create an intelligence so complex, it starts improving itself faster than we can even keep up, and it becomes, for all intents and purposes, uncontrollable. But on the other hand, there's the promise. A tool so powerful, it could help us solve our biggest challenges, everything from curing diseases to reversing climate change. So what's the big takeaway from all this? It really boils down to this simple but profound idea. The technology itself, it's neutral. It isn't good or bad. It's a tool. It's basically a mirror, reflecting the intentions and the values of the people who created it. The future isn't controlled by AI. It's controlled by the people who build it and decide what it does. Which leaves us with this final question to chew on. As this technology becomes more and more a part of everything we do, are we going to make sure that it stays a tool that serves us? Or are we going to accidentally find ourselves serving the very systems that we created? Right now, that choice is still ours to make.